We have two more annoying abominations of legends. Vaegar's lore. The parts of it that aren't written out in his lore online is what I picture as headcanon too. Since Vaegar's my favorite champion, I'm very happy about that. I wanna dislike you, but like, Vaegar's your favorite champion. Oh my god. Shame on you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shame on you. There's only one favorite character in this whole League of Legends, and that is Kassadin.
Once again, it's time for another lore of League of Legends.
Kassadin!
We're sticking to the Vandal City and its inhabitants. We've covered most Yordles up to this point, and with this episode, we'll finish them off.
Thank the Lord, no more Yordles. Holy fuck. Did we do all of them? I think we did all of them. Unless they... Oh, wait. Well, there are new ones that are not here yet. 2013, those Yordles are not in the game yet, so we're fine with that.
Yes, we are aware of Kennen, who has been skipped, but that is another story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Without any further introduction, I invite you
Fair
to
enough.
learn
He did
about
skip
the
Kennen.
lore behind Lulu, the Fey Sorceress, and Vhagar, the Tiny Master of Evil. Enjoy.
Tiny
Yordles
Master
are
of
not a
Evil.
sight to be feared. Some of them need to be respected. Others are just flat out likable.
I'm sorry, have you seen Teemo? That is a sight to be feared.
But none in their right mind would be afraid of Yordles. With their easygoing round faces and high-pitched voices, they almost look like miniature versions of humans at times. But none has been brave enough to tell them straight into the face of a Yordle. They inspire protective instincts in larger, more powerful races.
Okay.
But very rarely you can hear the tale of an evil Yordle.
The evil
One that's lost
Yordle.
everything that has been dear to him, locked away from anyone to talk to. Yordles slowly succumb to madness. They start losing their mind very slowly. Some go crazy, unable to control their feelings and emotions. Others are mentally unstable. In Vhagar's case, he's turned into a cruel being, unable of feeling compassion or sympathy. Despite his puny posture, Vhagar is feared by many. Vhagar used to be a curious child. He never wanted to spend his whole life within the walls of the Vandal City. It was not enough. His fellow Yordles were enjoyable company, but they were just like him. There was no mystery they could hide. He knew them all too well. But the outside world... Now that was interesting. Vhagar has never been there before, he's just heard tales. Very different tales, telling stories
this
of
picture?
monsters
Where
and
is that from?
heroes. He wanted to see it all, with his own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
When the opportunity appeared to join a trading company that had visited most of Valoran cities, Vhagar eagerly volunteered to work for free. He just wanted to see the world. Money was not his goal. For long weeks they travelled around the continent, and Vhagar had
You don't need money to be evil, you need opportunity.
having the time of his life. He did not even mind when their leader asked him and a couple of other Yordles to transport some crates into the walls of Noxus and sell them there, on their own.
I really wish they would make a skin that actually shows what Vhagar looks like. I know it's the whole mystery of like the evil, mysterious mastermind and all that shit, but like, I would really want to see what he looks like. Just to see how stupid he is.
As it turned out, the crates had been filled with substances that are illegal in Noxus. Their goods had been confiscated and the Yordles captured, put into an auction prison.
Get fucked.
Everyone got their own cell, with old mouldy walls and no contact with the outside world.
Except
His fragile mind started shattering with every hour he'd spent staring blankly into a wall and listening to the voices of tortured people. The sound of their voices had been echoing within his head, and that were the only voices he'd heard for years. The cruel guardsmen of Noxus had never talked to him, nor any of the other prisoners. Just like the mental torture was yet another part of their punishment. Vhagar eventually escaped the walls of his prison and managed to get away from the prison. There were other more important prisoners to care about. The Yordle smuggler was not high on the list, but there was nothing left of the old Vhagar. He turned into a twisted, evil shade of his former being. He had no interest in returning to the civilization of Yordles and their society. Instead, he sought the best wizards of the land, those who could teach him about the dark arts. His goal was simple.
who would be a similar mage to him that is using dark arts. And I believe the dark arts are more shadow than they are void. I believe those are two different abilities. I don't feel like Veigar is using void power, right? He's using just like shadow magic, which is different. Because I feel like it's different. It's more like it's black magic, whereas like void is like purple magic. So, are there any other dark mages though? Ooh, what's her name? Not Lissandra, the other one. I haven't seen her in a while, so I completely forgot her name. God, what was her name? With the spinning balls that can stun you if she shoots a ball at you.
He wanted to gather all the power he could to stop all conflict on Valoran, by crushing every nation to its bare foundations, to make them tremble before him, to force them to bow their heads before Veigar. The League of Legends was the perfect tool for the task. For now,
No one plays her, so I don't remember her.
And later,
her name.
Use it to achieve his own goals.
Actually, yeah, no one fucking plays her. Syndra, thank you very much. Holy fuck, yeah, no one plays her. I don't think I've seen Syndra in a year. Holy fuck, what happened to Syndra? Jesus Christ, now that I think about... Like, I know I used to shit on her as Cassidy, but like, I haven't seen Syndra in so long. Is she really that bad right now or something? Or just like, not a very popular champ? I don't know.
A curious champion. She's unique,
welcome back, by the way.
And weird. She's been like that since her youth, spent in Vandal City. She was never antisocial. She enjoyed the company of other children and liked spending time amongst them. But it was not her favourite way of spending her time. Even the best
evil
most enjoyable
pixie.
games played by children could not compare to the vibrant world of forests enhanced by her vast imagination.
Is she only good in high elo? I mean, she's pretty much all skill shots, and like, you need to set up the balls for her art to actually do good damage, but like, I feel like she lacks so much utility. The stun doesn't last long, and it's also a very annoying skill shot to land, right? Also, extremely easy like to see that it's coming. Is she even good in high elo? I'll check her win rate after this.
Wandering alone in the forest, she was daydreaming, throwing beautiful landscapes and scary monsters surrounding her. She fought them with sticks or ran away to hide in an imaginary house, castle, or mystical cave. What seemed completely common and normal to people around her was always magical and fascinating for Lulu. A simple rock could become a great start to a great adventure, and fallen log could deliver hours upon hours of pondering about its past. During those long hours, she'd been noticed by one of the forest's ancient inhabitants, a fey spirit that had lived there for years. Hidden from the eyes of the people, but Lulu was different. She paid attention to details that others could not even find. She had a great bright mind that made her stand out from the crowd. She was someone who would consider the fey a great companion. She's come up with an idea to lure the young Yordle away from the city and get to meet her better. While Lulu had been playing games at the city's town square, she'd noticed something unusual. There was some kind of creature stuck within a birdhouse. It was a small human with black skin and butterfly-like wings. As it turned out, it was called Pix, and it was a spirit from within the forest.
Yeah, fucking pixie bullshit.
Lulu agreed to help the little spirit and bring him back to safety of his glade. According to everyone else on the town square, however, Lulu started talking to a large firefly stuck in the birdhouse. After a few minutes, she pulled it out, followed it for a while, and disappeared into thin air. Lulu blindly followed the unusual creature right into the heart of the forest.
Yeah, I just checked, by the way. Holy fuck. So, in Challenger only, she has a 10.5% pick rate. Anything from Master to Iron, or Iron to Master, however you want to look at it, is about 2% pick rate. So unless it's Challenger, no one is really playing her. Holy fuck, man, that's crazy.
Where the Fae lived. The place was magical in the fullest meaning of the word. It was not only charming and beautiful, it was a place where the properties of the physical world did not matter. Colours and sizes have changed every few minutes with no apparent reason. The wind changed its direction as frequently. The glade was also a source of many other events that were hard to explain. For some reason, Lulu felt like she'd fit in perfectly. Fascinated by the secret home of the Fae, the young Yordle had agreed to stay and play with Pix, as the spirit was called. They spent time playing all sorts of Fae games, impossible to understand by someone from the outer world. Pix.
Ironically enough, Kassadin is almost not picked in Challenger, and Grandmaster and under is at most like 4.5%. Well, Grandmaster is like 5%, Master is 4%, and then just goes down. Iron has like 1.44. So Kassadin is less popular than Syndra. But I see Kassadin so much because I play him all the time, but still.
Pix has taught her how.
But because he has such a low pick rate, I can play him all the time because he never gets banned. No one picks him.
To taste colors, but also use her
So
gift
that's
of magic.
good for me.
The days in the glade were carefree, and the life of Lulu had always been comfortable and natural. She'd felt so good that her memories of the old life had been slowly fading away.
It's also too easy to counter pick into a
Everything that
cast.
happened
So
in the past seemed like it was a surreal tale or legend. But one day Lulu woke up and she just remembered. She remembered who she was, where she came from, and why she was here. She felt like she should go back to the life that she'd left behind in Vandal City, to let everyone know that she was still alive.
it's alive.
While there, she wanted to share her knowledge with anyone who wanted to listen. Unfortunately, she realized that Glade was a place where time did not work as it did here. Centuries had passed since Lulu had freed Pix. It was no bother to the Fae Sorceress, however. She did not entirely understand the Yordle culture and changes to it, but it was at least similar. She could relate to something. She sought to reconnect with other Yordles, and to do so, Lulu wanted to start with those she knew best, children. With the best of intentions, Lulu would often assist children in their games using magic. Sometimes it was just a small enchantment to make a chase more enjoyable to watch. Sometimes she would change children into plants or animals, to make hide-and-seek games more enjoyable for everyone.
Okay.
The parents of the children did not seem to share her enthusiasm.
Yeah, probably not.
They were worried about some weird woman casting spells on their little babies.
Makes sense. I mean, shit.
All the older Yordles had insisted on Lulu leaving the city, and she had no choice. She had to leave and look for a new place to live. Listening to rumors, she found out about the League of Legends, a place where the magical forces adored and respected. That seemed like the perfect place for Lulu to be in.
I mean, she can't be anywhere else, I guess. So, I mean, I guess as far as like story goes, hers makes more sense than. I would say if we put on scale of 1 to 10, 1 doesn't really make sense that they're in the League of Legends, is story-wise, and 10 would be make sense. She would be like a 7, 8. I mean, of course, she could have just like looked for other places where they would be okay with her playing with kids. Nautilus is like a 2 as far as him being in League of Legends. But yeah, all right, cool. So that's the video. All right, and we'll go on to the next one.